Hello, everybody. I brought you greetings from my mountains in Sierra Gorda. Yeah. And I want to share with you this story of participatory conservation of the natural resources. But to begin with, I'm going to tell you that I used to be a different lady until I was 30. And I went down from high hills and I stopped making up. And I decided to move from modern life to a simply life. With my family, my children, we went to live in the remote community in Querétaro mountains. Living in nature, we found all the answers that I was looking for. I found where to put my passion. I found why to be devoted with all my strength, and where to exercise my spiritual beliefs. Then we live learning simply life, enjoying simply life, far, far from modern values. I really try to get away from that modern style consumption life. And being there, surrounded by beautiness. There we are, in the heart of Mexico, 5 hours to the north from Mexico City, 1 million acres, 638 communities, 100,000 inhabitants, in a protected territory, protected by the inhabitants and protected by the federal law too. We are the only Biosphere Reserve that has been decreed in Mexico because of the bottom-up movement. That's why I had the pleasure to be the sheriff for 14 years. Yeah, and I had the pleasure to put the law as the way for the development of the territory. There you have that little cat. It was rescued, and she lived outside of my home for 6 months. And she has those eyes because that's the day that she was released into the wilderness. Yeah. So much wisdom, so much beautiness, so much love. There you have the 60 last military macaws in central Mexico. They live in a huge cave. Yeah, it's the second biggest hole in the world. And we have the last 60 beautiful macaws nesting in that area. That's the treasure that we take care. We have cloud forest. It goes from semi-desert, 300 meters, to 3,200 meters tall. Then we have a variety of ecosystems. And they are my local partners, poverty communities, and they own the land when we want to make conservation. Then we have very well understood since the beginning that we have to go with them, develop opportunities for the local communities if we want to preserve the habitat and the wilderness. Then we deal with 35,000 inhabitants every year, developing small activities for release pressure of our society to nature, restoring, developing skills, regenerating the soils, doing an environmental education to protect those 14 different types of ecosystems. We are the least well-preserved area in central Mexico. We have Nearctic and tropical influences in the same area. That's why we have such a variety of biological values. And that's some of our timeline. Yeah, we are a group of organizations. We are 5 organizations as an alliance for conservation of Sierra Gorda Biosphere Reserve. And we have been one of the big projects from UNDP, 8 years, what helped us to capitalize the region to generate value for ecosystem services and to develop new skills for the local communities. We have won more than 30 awards, international, national awards for our different strategies. We were honored this year to be elected as Champions of the Earth award. Yeah, we just received it, and certainly that it gives value to the social entrepreneurship, yeah, and to the innovation. Those are our facilities. We have a training center where we replicate all the learnings that we have generated. We can save time and funds for different projects because we have gone and come back many labyrinth ways to generate these values. Then we receive people all the time. We are pushing 65 productive projects, yeah, with ladies mainly producing vegetables, herbal remedies, embroidery, dairy products, ecotourism. We have a destination integrated with 65 different operators that have been trained and their facilities have been rehabilitated. And now we are together and agree to offer these tourism packages as a destination. We are doing soil regeneration with a great hope, with the Savory Institute learnings, yeah, where you may recuperate the soil productivity and to develop incredible sinks for carbon and water. And when we decided to give value to the forest services, we made research with well-recognized academic institutions, and we measure soils and carbon and freshness and water infiltration. And those are our different strategies for conservation. Some plots of them are receiving payments for hydrological services, some others for carbon storage and capture, some others have been bought for wilderness, and some others are nucleus areas, core areas in the reserve. Then we have 40,000 hectares under this payment protection. You may see a forest with cows, with a forest regenerating without cows, and that's why we are paying for carbon capture. They have to take the cows out and let the forest regenerate, capturing carbon and water. There you have Mr. Governor Calzada, the governor of Querétaro State, giving a check to this forest owner because the carbon capture of their land, and it is a hito in our development because it happened after 16 years of trying to ground Kyoto Protocol, yeah, in the extreme poverty conditions. That's a labyrinth. Then, to have the Mr. Governor giving that check means that we have grounded Kyoto at the local, with easy rules, a robust product, very transparent, but we are not struggling with global rules anymore. We have on-state, new local protocol. And we keep social and environmental return on investment. Then we have hard numbers to show to our donors. And those are the different partners that we deal with, because it is an effort on the civil society shoulders. Okay? All this funding that we do, the local Serrano people is receiving like $3 million for activities that we have developed. New skills, new infrastructure, new values for the forest services. And then, I want to tell you that the switch that we have to give in our minds, it has to be so definitive. We have to think, to decide with our brain, to understand, but to act with our heart. I believe in passion, waves of passion, as the only way to give that mind change that we need to do. I believe that we have to prepare for a huge global warming change in our lives. We should be looking not for business success, not to be beauty until the last day. We don't have to live because of that. We are here to exercise as a human beings our spiritual qualities. I believe in love. I believe in commitment, waves of common good, wealth for everybody. And I think that we are so disconnected to nature. We are so concerned to get the success that our system claims for us. I quit. And let me tell you that Simply Life has given me so much. Simply Life is real. I don't know if any of you are plastic pet, but this chick is pure soil, and I'm ready to go back to her. I am devoted to the beautiness, to the wisdom of the forest, of nature, and the miracle that happens every second in our lives. We have been so modern that we don't have feelings for the miracle, for this prodigious of nature. And we have gone too far. We have made so much impact to our natural resources that we have gotten to a point that we have lost the comfort and well-being that we grew with. And by sure, our children, my grandsons, won't have a world like the one that I live in. Then I think that it's just time to raise a way for Mother Earth. It's fair to teach the little ones to live with little, to go back to our past values, to be well-rooted in your territory, and to know where do we belong. Sometimes with so much globalization, we have forgotten who we are. Then, I would like you to find a moment where you have had a deep experience with nature. Bring it to your mind. Bring it to your heart. Go back to your homes. Worry about global warming. And close to Mother Earth. I don't know, but I belong to her. I belong to this very fragile, wonderful biosphere. And I am totally committed to do as much as I can to knock every possibility to find the answers for this society that doesn't take in count the biggest challenge that our society is facing. I'm going to finish my presentation with a small song. We are living in the great big deeper. We are washed by the very same rain. We're all swimming in the stream together. Some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the things that we live besides. Loving spirits would live forever, widows swimming to the other side. Long life for the planet.